nestled right in the heart of Central Europe, you'll find a little republic with a big landscape. For such a small country of just under 8,000 square miles, it packs an almighty punch. It's got everything a traveller could wish for, from pretty little rustic villages to large cosmopolitan cities. It's a beautiful land, largely covered with vast forested areas, full of birds and wildlife, castles, churches, ancient towns and villages. And even though it's surrounded by 4 other countries, it still has its own unique little bit of coastline. And some of the most turquoise rivers I've ever seen. To top all this off, the people and the culture, absolutely fantastic. And it's not bad below the ground either. So I'm Michael.
It's temporarily closed, so I'm not going to take any chances on that.
And this is Jimmy.
Hopefully get more flying up.
And for Jimmy and I, the country's main attraction would be its soaring mountains. These extremely steep limestone peaks provide some of the hardest trekking in the whole of Europe. So please come and join us on our journey as we trek through some of the toughest and steepest terrain we've ever climbed. Welcome to Slovenia, and welcome to the Kamnik-Savinja Alps. Rising steeply from northern Slovenia's forested valley floor, you'll find the magnificent Kamnik Alps. It's an absolutely stunning mountain region with its white limestone, vertical walls, towers and peaks, all linked together with sharp precipitous ridges. These fantastic mountains may not be the highest in the Alps, but they're absolutely some of the steepest, as Jimmy and I found out to our cost. So day 1 of our 4-day journey through this notorious region starts at Robanov Kot at the foot of the Savinja Valley. First meandering gently up the valley for about 3 miles, before crossing a large dried up riverbed. At this point, the going starts to get a lot tougher, climbing near vertically, till eventually reaching the flat plateau of Mala Poljana. This is also host to a lovely little chapel and small hut, the Stara Koča. From here the path rises more steadily, doubling back on itself, to the shoulder summit of Mala Poljana. From Mala Poljana, then continue higher, traversing along this magnificent ridge until eventually reaching the highest point of the day, the fantastic lofty summit of Poljana. After admiring the summit's spectacular views, we eventually head down Poljana's steep south side. This tough journey then continues more steadily along this amazing ridge, before dropping down and culminating in what I would call the final sting in the tail, negotiating our way around the near vertical walls on the shoulder of Planava, finishing off our fantastic but extremely tough journey, watching the sun go down in our hut with a couple of well-deserved cold beers. So when we got this one done, we really did feel like we'd fitted 2 days into one. So let's set off on day one. And I hope you all enjoy it.
Hello everyone, welcome to the first day of our Slovenian mountain trails. So Jimmy and I, if you recall, last year we went to Switzerland and did the full Walker's Heart route. This year we decided to come to the Slovenian Alps and do part of what's the Slovenian mountain trail. It's supposed to be quite a spectacular trail. It's the total trail's about 4 or 5 weeks if you do the whole thing. But unfortunately we couldn't get enough time off work to do all of it, so we've been selective and we've selected about a 2-week part of the trail, so about half of it. The whole journey is about 110-120 miles, but it's expected to be very steep. The part we've chosen is sort of the middle section of the Slovenian mountain trail, and we've started off at a place called Robanov Kot at the moment. We've just set off. We've been on the trail now for about a mile, and we're headed off to this mountain behind us. That's where we're headed tonight. We've got to go over the top of that. It's a long day today. It's going to be about 10 miles of hard going, 7,000 feet of elevation going up and about 3,000 coming down. And we're headed to a mountain hut tonight. I think it's called Kamniško Sedlo. I'll apologise if the pronunciation is not correct, because it's quite difficult to pronounce some of these names, but I'll try my best. So tonight we're heading off to a mountain hut, and then the next night we're on a mountain hut as well, and the whole journey consists of I think it's 6 mountain huts, 4 nights wild camping, or 3 nights depending on how we get on, and about 7 nights in campsites where we'll meet up with John. So John's helping us out on our journey. This trail's split up into 3 different sections. The first section being a couple of nights in mountain huts, so we've just got our light gear with via equipment and stuff. And then the sort of the 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th days we're expecting a wild camp, so we're going to collect our camping gear off John in 3 days time. Different rucksack, different equipment, carry our gear and wild camp on the tops for about 3 or 4 nights, and then we're meeting up with John again further round, and we're going to pick up our via equipment again and do the Triglav area, which is also quite a technical place. This is a technical place as well, as you can see behind us. That's one of the mountains we're headed to now. We're going to go over the top of that thing, so it's expected to be steep. This journey today is about 10 miles, and it's about over 7,100 feet of elevation going up and about 3,000 coming down before we get to our hut. And similar sort of day tomorrow and the day after. So we've got some tough climbing ahead of us, and like I say, we've got our helmets and our harness and our via equipment in case we need them, and that's the same for the Triglav area. So hopefully we have a good time, and hopefully we'll show you plenty of stuff, and I'm looking forward to it. Been looking forward to it for months, been planning it for months, and hopefully there's not much drama. Hopefully it's nice drama anyway if it is, and we'll catch you later and see how this day goes.
Oh, there'll be plenty of drama. How then, Jimmy? We've got a big day ahead of us today, lad. And you'll need plenty of water. Is that all you're talking? It's going to be hot and it's going to be steep. I think you'll need a little bit more than that, Jimmy. Oh, you can get some more water here, Jimmy. Very impressive, Jimmy. Get plenty practicing for them ridges. You're gonna need it. There's your last chance of water, Jimmy.
So we've just arrived at the foot of Ostrika, which is the mountain we're climbing, and so I imagine the Via Ferrata kit's going to be going on shortly. We'll just come up that valley there. It's been a decent walk up so far, but put the mountain poles away now, the walking poles away, sorry, and probably shortly we'll have the Via Ferrata kit on, but at the moment there's a couple of wires there, but it's nothing too major at the moment, so we'll keep that off for the time being, but I'm expecting to put that on shortly when it gets a bit steeper.
Oh, it gets a bit steeper.
Where we've come, straight up the side of there.
I think we deserve a bite to eat, Jimmy. And while we're here, I don't think it'd be a bad idea to say a prayer for good luck.
So we've just had our lunch, and look at the map there. We're about halfway through our journey for today. We've done about five and a half miles so far, and we've done about 4,000 feet of elevation. So we've got about 3,000 feet left, and then another 3,000 to come down. So it's still quite a bit to go yet, but it's nice up here. Nice place to have a bit of lunch, which was what we've just done next to a little hut there. You'll see it on the videos, but it's a pleasant walk so far. Been tough. The climb up through the Via Ferrata stuff was very tough. Hard going on my legs anyway. Jimmy was away, but my legs were like lead. I kept stopping and taking footage, and the lactic acid was building up, and I struggled a little bit, but back on the trail again now. Jimmy's ahead there. There's some nice little cows down this little valley here. It's a nice little spot. So we're heading now to our first summit. There's two summits. I think it's Mala, Ostrika and Ostrika. Ostrika being the biggest one. And it says on the map, on the signpost down there, we should be there in about an hour and a half, something like that.
So when I said earlier we were trying to fit 2 days into one, we're just about at the point now where day one would have been finished. At least in 20 minutes time anyway. That's the hut down there that you'd normally stay in at the end of day one. Unfortunately it burned down in 2017. So short of wild camping and carrying heavy camping gear, which would be virtually suicidal given the difficult conditions on these mountains. So hikers on this route have no other option than try and fit 2 days into one.
So just about to climb Ostrika. It looks pretty awesome to say the least, just sitting behind us there. Looks like it's virtually impossible to climb, but I'm sure when you get there it'll be okay, but it'll be very Ferrata equipment I would think on. It looks pretty special, I have to say. So crack on and see you on the top. Looking back down where we started, so pretty special views from up the top of here. Huh?
When you get more flying up.
It has now been a tough climb to the top of Ostrika, and I have to say, a bit of an eye-opener. And the views from the top of here were absolutely magnificent. But looking straight ahead to our next ridge, I don't think it's going to get any easier. How then, Jimmy? Let's get this next one done. Then we'll get ourselves a pint.
away somewhere. I say, well, I gotta get down here. Pull them in. Well, I'm thinking not myself. This looks like it's a bit dodgy down here. Oh, without a doubt. Right, shove them in, Jimmy, upside down for us. Oh.
Did you see that tragedy? Fucking hell, Jesus! Jimmy, get out of this, get out of this! Oh, Jesus, me back. Are you alright, Jimmy? Oh, stop being so dramatic, Michael. There's nothing wrong with your back. Ah, nah. It's not funny. And it was a bit scary. And I haven't really fallen. I'm just having a bit of a laugh. But all joking aside, I was pleased to get down there safely. Oh well then, Jimmy. Let's crack on now and get this last section done. And get ourselves a nice pint. What a little beauty.
Just nice to see the babies, isn't it?
Now there's a sight for sore eyes. Not be long before we're there now. And I hope there's a cold pint waiting. There's Jimmy on the last little dodgy bit.
Ooh, that's been a long day. It's been a tough day as well. Good introduction to Slovenia, that one, alright. I knew it was going to be hard, I knew it was going to be tough, but I didn't realise it would take as long as that. Some really technical bits, especially that last bit there. Just complete sheer drop-offs. Very flat ones, so that's a godsend, but it's been a hard day. Anyway, I've got the hut in sight, and hopefully there's a nice beer waiting for us when we get there, and enjoy the rest of the evening, the little bit that's left. If you can just look there, the sun's just setting there now behind us, so that's how much of a long day it's been. I think you can just see it there. You can. So there it is. It's a lovely evening now, but anyway, it's been really hard. So not that it was unexpected, it was expected to be tough. This trail, in comparison to the Hort route, I measure sort of elevation in feet per average mile walked, and the Hort route was quite tough, 380, but this one 550. It's 55,000 feet of elevation over just over 100 miles, so it's an average of about 550. It's about as hard as it gets in Europe, I think, and I felt it today alright. A little bit out of fettle. Hopefully it gets a bit easier towards the end of the fortnight and get a bit more fitness back, but it's been a tough day. But anyway, we're down now. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the evening, and most probably I'll catch you in the morning.
Aye, that bit's what you call the sting in the tail. See your drop-offs round that corner. There she is, lad. Hopefully Jimmy's sitting there waiting with a pint. Good lad, Jimmy. I'm pleased to get the first ones in, and I hope it's a nice card. And I can tell you, it doesn't go any easier. So I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in the morning.